Will the Senate please come to order? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Senator Awa.
Here.
Senator Chang. Senator DeCoit. Senator DeCourt.
Here.
Senator Dela Cruz. Senator Elefante. Senator Favela. Senator Fukunaga. Senator Gabbard. Senator Hashimoto. Senator Ihara.
Present.
Senator Inoue.
Present.
Senator Kanuha. Senator Keoho Kalole.
Excused.
Senator Kidani. Senator Kim. Senator Lamasao.
Here.
Senator Lee. Senator McKelvey. Aye. Senator Moriwaki. Senator Rhodes.
Excused.
Senator Richards.
Here.
Senator San Buenaventura. Senator Wakai. Senator Keoho Kalole. Mr. President,
Present.
24 present, 1 excused.
Thank you. The chair has read the journal of the preceding day and approves the same. Are there any introductions this morning? Senator DeCourt.
Thank you, Mr. President and colleagues. Today, I am honored to welcome the 5th grade class of Kawaihona o Kana'uao Public Charter School in Nanakuli. These students are known as Na'alele, young messengers, learning and sharing ike of our Hawaiian language, culture, traditions, and mo'olelo with their classmates, their ohana, their community, and beyond. These haumana represent families from Makaha to Ewa Beach, grounded in place and purpose. Today, these students are not just visiting, they are participating. Our haumana will be taking part in a mock hearing right here at the state capitol in the auditorium, and they will passionately debate about legislation concerning e-bikes and stepping into the roles of testifiers and decision makers. Now, this is what civic engagement looks like. Young leaders learning how government works, how decisions are made, and how their voices shape policy. They are guided by a dedicated team of 5 kumu. When I call your name, please stand to be recognized. Kumu Pualani, Kahale o Umi, Kumu Maka Alves, Kumu Valerie May Manoa, Kumu Ku'ule Alves, and Kumu Kaulananapua Crab. And at this time, I will ask the haumana of Kawaihona o Kana'uao to please rise to be recognized. And colleagues, Senate guests, a round of applause.
Do we have any further introductions? Senator Rhodes.
Thank you, Mr. President. It's my pleasure to introduce everyone who's here for the Campaign for Immigrant Justice. I believe they're in the yellow shirts here. If you could rise and be welcome to the Senate.
Do we have any further introductions? If not, Madam Clerk.
Governor's message number 807 withdraws a nomination to the Hawaii Advisory Council on Emergency Management.
File.
Governor's message number 809 withdraws a nomination to the Hawaii Teacher Standards Board.
File.
Governor's message number 1103 informs the legislature that the governor signed Senate Bill 3225 into law as Act 3.
File.
Standing Committee Report number 3810 for one-day notice.
So ordered.
Beginning on page 3, advise and consent.
If there are no objections from the members, we will be taking advice and consent on consent.
Standing Committee Report number 3695 on governor's messages for adoption.
Is there any discussion? Senator Kim?
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, I rise in support of GM 509, Komori Moss, GM 652, Jonathan Guillotine, GM 654, Daphne Okunaga, GM 656, Dale Arakaki, and GM 757, Logan Okita to the Hawaii Teacher Standard Board. Mr. President, the Hawaii Teacher Standards Board grant teachers licensure and thus plays a critical role in ensuring that every classroom in Hawaii is led by a qualified and well-prepared teacher. At the same time, we continue to face a significant teacher shortage across the state. This dual challenge requires us to strike a careful balance, maintaining high professional standards while expanding pathways to bring more educators into the workforce. For that reason, your Committee on Education thoughtfully scrutinized the nominees to the Hawaii Teachers Standards Board to ensure that they are committed to both upholding the rigorous standards and responsive to the urgent need to address teacher shortage. After reviewing their qualifications, experience, public testimonies, and personal interviews, your Senate Committee on Education find these 5 nominees to be capable of contributing thoughtfully and constructively to the important work of the Hawaii Teachers Standard Board and recommend that the Senate advise and consent to these 5 GMs. Mahalo.
Thank you. Any further discussion? If not, Senator Elefante.
Thank you, Mr. President. I rise in support of GM 654.
Please proceed.
And a few remarks. Thank you, Mr. President. First of all, I want to thank all the nominees for their willingness to serve, but especially this particular nominee, Miss Okinaga, who I've known through the years in my work. I just wanted to urge my colleagues to please support her. I think one thing that's really brilliant about her is her ability to, even though she's left Pro City High School, she still does Project Grad for the last 20 years for her alma mater. And she does just more than just teach in the classroom, but goes over and beyond. So please support GM 654. Thank you.
Thank you. Further discussion? Senator DeCourt.
Thank you, Mr. President. I would also like to show my strong support for GM 654, Daphne Okunaga. She has deep roots on the Waianae Coast. Her father was a principal at Waianae High School, mother a teacher at Lehoku Elementary, and I know that she will bring the grit of Waianae onto the Standards Board and continue to serve our teachers and our parents across the state with integrity and a little bit of fight in her to ensure that we keep the standard to a very high standard. So thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. Further discussion? If not, do we have unanimous consent? Any reservations? Any no votes? This is for 509, 652, 654, 656, 757.
25 ayes.
Thank you. The nominees for said governor's messages have been confirmed. Thank you. Senator Kim,
Thank you, Mr. President. May I make late introductions?
please proceed.
Thank you. Sitting in the gallery are 3 of the newly appointed members of the Hawaii Teachers Standards Board, and I'd like to ask that they please stand to be recognized after I call their names. First of all, Ms. Kamari Moss, principal of Mauna Loa Middle School in my district, who is joined by her husband, Dustin Moss, and Wendy Lum, retired teacher from Red Hill. Thank you. Also, Ms. Daphne Okunaga, strategist with Hawaii P20, who is joined by her husband, Grant Okunaga, and her father, Mr. Dennis Kajikawa. Congratulations. And also Ms. Logan Okita, a reading specialist at the Nimitz Elementary and Vice President of the Hawaii State Teachers Association. And joining her from HSTA is President Osatui, NEA Senior Policy Analyst Lindsay Pfeiffer, Executive Director Andrea Elsman, Teacher Lobbyist Millie Milanta Lafton, and Government Relations Specialist Jason Branshaw. Congratulations to all of you. Appreciate your willingness to serve.
Madam Clerk.
Governor's message 657, Katina Suarez for advise and consent.
Is there any discussion? Senator DeCourt.
Thank you, Mr. President. I rise today in respectful opposition to GM 657, the appointment of Principal Katina Suarez in the Hawaii Teacher Standards Boards. This is not easy for me as an alumna of Molokai High School. I take pride in that school, in its students, its teachers, and our community. And like all of us here, I have a responsibility to ask the tough questions of any nominee who comes before us, and I did. Through that process, I came to serious concerns about readiness, communication, and alignment between what is said and what is practiced. During my interview, the nominee expressed support for Grow Your Own initiatives, investing in local talent, and creating pathways for our own residents to serve in our schools. But members, when there was an opportunity to do exactly that on Molokai with a qualified local candidate, Kalea Adolfo, who was born and raised on Molokai, went on to the University of Hawaii, earned her master's degree in psychology, and played double D one sport under Laura Beeman and Dave Shoji, and returned home to serve. That philosophy was not reflected in the hiring decision for athletic director position. Instead, the position was filled by someone who had been on island for only a few years. That raises a real question about alignment between what is being said and what is being practiced. During that same interview, through my line of questioning, it was conveyed to me that whether she serves on this board or not, she responds, "It's okay." Members, for a position of this importance, that answer matters. Following that interview, I met with the Chair of Education and shared my concerns and my position that I could not support this appointment. I also want to thank the Chair of Education for asking a very simple but important question of the appointee. Did you meet with your senator? And her answer was no. We all understand that that everyone has a lot on their table, but communication matters, relationship matters, and I want to share a very real example of why this is so troubling. We had a student from Molokai who won a state wrestling championship this year. As many of you know, when our students achieve something like that, we recognize them, we celebrate them, we issue certificates, we lift them up and let them know how proud we are. Typically, schools will reach out and share that information. In this case, there was no communication. We had to reach out. Remember, those moments matters. Those are the things that build pride in our schools, uplift our students, and strengthen the connection between our schools and our communities. When those opportunities are missed because of a lack of communication, that is deeply concerning. And it is not just that instance. I have spoken directly with parents, teachers, students, and alumni that the morale at Molokai High School is low, and that communication is a consistent challenge. Academically, Molokai High School ranks near the bottom statewide. That is not a reflection of our students' potential, because we know our students can succeed, but it does raise important questions about leadership, support, and the overall environment being created for learning. We saw similar issues with project graduation, where community members and teachers stepped up early to support our students, understanding how critical planning and funding are. But coordination and communication broke down even when donor support had already been identified. And when I asked her about teacher support for this nomination, the response was there was not enough time, and the only support was from Superintendent Hayashi. Members, if there is not enough time to engage your own teachers from nomination of the Hawaii Teacher Standards Board, it raises a very real question about the capacity to serve on that board. I could go on and on about issues that are alarming, but these are just a few examples. This is not about one issue. It is about a pattern that raises concerns about communication, trust, and leadership, all of which are essential for a role that helps shape the standards of our educators statewide. At this time, I believe the priority should be on strengthening leadership at the school level, improving communication, rebuilding morale, and supporting students and teachers where it matters most. For those reasons, Mr. President, I respectfully stand in opposition to advising and consenting to GM 657, and I ask for the support from my colleagues. Mahalo, Mr. President.
Thank you. Further discussion, Senator Kim?
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, your Committee on Education did in fact vote to advise and consent on GM 657 Katina Suarez. At that meeting, we had some concerns regarding that. We did not know the concerns of the senator of the district, and we did reach out to her after the meeting. And so with that, the committee considers the senator of the district and her comments, but the vote was 3-0 to confirm her in committee. Thank you.
Thank you. Further discussion, Senator Hashimoto?
Thank you, Mr. President. In opposition,
Please proceed.
let me begin by acknowledging the service to education provided by this nominee. The years of experience and dedication to the profession and the community are certainly not in question. However, our responsibility in this body is simply not to recognize service, rather just to evaluate leadership, judgment, and outcomes. From this perspective, serious concerns have been raised regarding the handling of the Kaiapuni program under the leadership of this nominee as the chairperson of the Teacher Standards Committee. The Kayapuni program is vital to perpetuate Hawaiian language in our state. It is not just an instructional model, it is a culturally grounded community. This means policy decisions affecting Kayapuni must be rooted in deep cultural understanding and built on trust with the communities they impact. Unfortunately, what we have seen instead is a pattern of administrative decision-making that consistently ignored stakeholder concerns and recommendations. In late 2025, a Hawaiian working group was convened to provide guidance and build agreement on how to strengthen this licensure pathway. However, those same experts, including the Office of Hawaiian Education, testify that their formal recommendations were omitted from the draft policy. This raises a fundamental question: why convene Indigenous education experts if their voices are ultimately disregarded? When I personally met with the nominee in early March to discuss this appointment, the nominee explicitly stated that the Kayapuni was on the right track. However, it was only after I independently reviewed the meeting minutes of the board that I realized this statement was simply not true. The consequences of this leadership style have led to outcomes that extend far beyond Kayapuni. We are currently in the middle of a historic teacher shortage crisis, at a time when we should be expanding pathways, building partnerships, and responding with urgency. The Hawaii State Teacher Standards Board is often doing the exact opposite. This is exemplified in the leadership outcomes of this nominee, which include creating administrative barriers, limiting access, and failing to collaborate meaningfully with stakeholders who are trying to be a part of the solution. So for these reasons, I must respectfully oppose the Governor's Message 657. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. Further discussion, Senator Favela, then Senator McKelvey.
Thank you, Senate President. I'm in opposition, and I wanted to insert the previous speaker into the journal as my own. Thank you.
So ordered. Senator McKelvey.
Thank you, Mr. President. Also in opposition, would like the esteemed words of my two colleagues from Maui enter the record as if they were my own, except for the personal references. I obviously wasn't there. Thank you.
Please proceed. So ordered. Further discussion? If not, do we have unanimous consent? Oh, Senator Kidani, I'm sorry.
Thank you, Mr. President. I am also standing in opposition. Thank you.
Thank you. Is it a speech or a no vote? I'm going to ask, and then I think there'll be a few, so I'm going to ask everyone just be seated and raise your hand high. Do we have unanimous consent? Any no votes? Madam Clerk, the nominee for Governor's Message 657 fails to be confirmed.
Standing Committee Report number 3696 on Governor's Message number 658, which was withdrawn by the Governor this morning.
Senator Wakai.
Mr. President, I move to file Standing Committee Report number 3696.
Senator DeCourt.
Mr. President, I second the motion.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion, any objections? If not, the motion is carried. The clerk is directed to file Standing Committee Report number 3696 and place the same in the journal.
On page 4, adoption of resolutions, Standing Committee Report number 3697 for adoption.
Senator Wakai.
Mr. President, I move for the adoption of Standing Committee Report number 3697.
Senator DeCourt.
Mr. President, I second the motion.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion, any objections? If not, the motion is carried. Senate Resolution 185 has been adopted.
Third reading of the consent calendar on pages 5 to 21.
If there are no objections from the members, we'll be taking third reading on consent.
Third reading of all bills on the consent calendar, beginning with Standing Committee Report number 3662 on House Bill 2452, Senate Draft 1 on page 5, through Standing Committee Report number 3808 on House Bill 2576, Senate Draft 2 on page 21.
Is there any discussion? If not, do we have unanimous consent? Any reservations? Any no votes?
25 ayes.
All bills on the consent calendar from House Bill number 2452 SD1 on page 5 through House Bill number 2576 SD2 on page 21 pass third reading. I believe that everyone has floor amendment number 6. So let's proceed, Madam Clerk. 5 and 6.
Third reading of House Bill 2275, Senate Draft 1, relating to funding adjustments for state programs.
Senator De La Cruz.
Mr. President, I wish to offer a floor amendment to House Bill 2275 SD1.
Madam Clerk, please identify the amendment.
Floor Amendment Number 6, proposing an amendment to House Bill 2275, Senate Draft 1, copies of which have been distributed to the members.
Senator De La Cruz.
Mr. President, I move that floor amendment number 6 be adopted.
Senator Morawaki.
President, I second the motion.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? Senator De La Cruz.
Your committee is including estimated numbers from the administration on the state's projected expenses to address damage caused by the Kona low storms until we can get updated numbers, hopefully during conference. This amendment inserts an appropriation of $175 million into the Major Disaster Fund for fiscal year 26 so that funds can be immediately used for recovery efforts and requires certain reporting to the legislature.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Any objections? If not, the motion is carried. Floor Amendment Number 6 has been adopted. 48-hour notice is hereby given for third reading of HB 2275 SD2.
Third reading of House Bill 1519, Senate Draft 2, relating to campaign contributions.
Senator San Buenaventura.
Mr. President, I wish to offer a floor amendment to HB 1519 SD2.
Madam Clerk, please identify the amendment.
Floor Amendment Number 5, proposing an amendment to House Bill 1519, Senate Draft 2, copies of which have been distributed to the members.
Senator San Buenaventura.
Mr. President, I move that floor amendment number 5 be adopted.
Senator Hashimoto.
I second the motion.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? Senator San Buenaventura.
The amendment merely aligns the dates of donor contributions with that of candidates' receipts for enforcement purposes.
Is there any further discussion? Any objections? If not, the motion is carried. Floor Amendment Number 5 has been adopted. Senator San Buenaventura.
Mr. President, I move to separate HB 1519 SD2 from Standing Committee Report Number 3799.
Senator Hashimoto.
I second the motion.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Any objections? If not, the motion is carried. The clerk is directed to file Standing Committee Report Number 3799. 48-hour notice is hereby given for third reading of HB 1519 SD3.
Third reading on the ordinary calendar beginning on page 21.
If there are no objections from the members, we'll be taking third reading on consent.
Third reading of House Bill 1516, Senate Draft 1, relating to pretrial release.
Do we have unanimous, let me reset. Is there any discussion? If not, do we have unanimous consent? Any reservations? Any no vote? Reservations for Senator Elefante, no votes for Senators Awad, DeCourt, and Favela.
22 ayes, 3 noes.
Thank you. HB 1516, HD1, SD1, it passes third reading. Oh, did I miss a reservation? McKelvey, Morawaki were reservations. I'm sorry. So Elefante, McKelvey, Morawaki reservations, no votes, Awad, DeCourt, and Favela. And again, HB 1516, HD1, SD1 passes third reading.
On page 22, third reading of House Bill 1548, Senate Draft 1, relating to sentencing.
Is there any discussion? If not, do we have unanimous consent? Any reservations? Any no votes? No votes, Senators Awad, DeCourt, and Favela.
22 ayes, 3 noes.
Thank you. HB 1548, HD1, SD1 passes third reading.
Third reading of House Bill 1481, Senate Draft 1, relating to human remains.
Is there any discussion? If not, do we have unanimous consent? Any reservations? Reservations, Senator Fukunaga. Any no votes?
25 ayes.
Thank you. HB 1481, HD2, SD1 passes third reading.
Standing Committee Report Number 3665, third reading of House Bill 1658, Senate Draft 1, relating to collective bargaining.
Is there any discussion? If not, do we have unanimous consent? Any reservations? Reservations, Senator Morawaki. Any no votes? Senator Richards, reservations. No votes.
25 ayes.
Thank you. HB 1658 HD1 SD1 passes third reading.
Standing Committee Report Number 3668, third reading of House Bill 2276, Senate Draft 1, relating to the Hawai'i Employer Union Health Benefits Trust Fund Investment Office staff salaries.
Is there any discussion? If not, do we have unanimous consent? Any reservations? Any no votes? No votes, Senator Awa, Senator DeCourt.
23 ayes, 2 noes.
Thank you. HB 2276 HD1 SD1 passes third reading.
Standing Committee Report Number 3682, third reading of House Bill 1740, Senate Draft 2, relating to the Hawaii Housing Finance and Development Corporation.
Is there any discussion? If not, do we have unanimous consent? Any reservations? Any reservations, Senator Elefante? Any no votes? No votes, Senator DeCourt.
24 ayes, 1 no.
Thank you. HB 1740 HD2 SD2 passes third reading.
On page 23, Standing Committee Report Number 3683, third reading of House Bill 2472, Senate Draft 1, relating to the Hawaii Employer Union Health Benefits Trust Fund staff salaries.
Do we have unanimous consent? Any reservation or discussion? Again, unanimous consent. Any reservations? Any no votes? No votes, Senator Awa, Senator DeCourt.
23 ayes, 2 noes.
Thank you. HB 2472 HD1 SD1 passes third reading.
Standing Committee Report Number 3685, third reading of House Bill 2345, Senate Draft 2, relating to school facilities.
Is there any discussion? If not, do we have unanimous consent? Any reservations? Any no votes?
25 ayes.
Thank you. HB 2345 HD1 SD2 passes third reading.
Standing Committee Report Number 3691, third reading of House Bill 1523, Senate Draft 1, relating to the statewide traffic code.
Is there any discussion? If not, do we have unanimous consent? Any reservations? Any no votes? No votes, Senator Awa, DeCourt, and Fabella.
22 ayes, 3 noes.
Thank you. HB 1523 HD1 SD1 passes third reading.
Standing Committee Report Number 3692, third reading of House Bill 2021, Senate Draft 2, relating to transportation.
Is there any discussion? If not, do we have unanimous consent? Any reservations? Any no votes? No votes, Senator Awa.
24 ayes, 1 no.
Thank you. HB 2021 HD2 SD2 passes third reading.
Standing Committee Report Number 3693, third reading of House Bill 1524, Senate Draft 1, relating to pedestrians.
Is there any discussion, Senator Elefante?
Thank you, Mr. President. In support with reservations and a few remarks.
Please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. President. The concern that I have with this specifically has to do with the fine being too low at $25. I know it has a bad date, but in HDOT's testimony to the Department of Transportation, there were a total of 131 pedestrian fatalities from 2020 to 2024. And Mr. President, if we want to deter people from violating the law, I think one deterrent is looking at the fine for that. So I look forward as the bill continues its conversation, but for these reasons, in support with reservations. Thank you.
Thank you. Further discussion? If not, do we have unanimous consent? Reservations, Senator Elefante, Senator Lamasao. Any no votes?
24 ayes.
Thank you. HB 1524 HD2 SD1 passes third reading.
Standing Committee Report Number 3694, third reading of House Bill 2020, Senate Draft 1, relating to renewal of driver's licenses.
Is there any discussion? Senator San Buenaventura.
Thank you, Senate President. I stand in opposition. I understand that this bill currently has a bad date. However, the biggest problem I have is the reality is that driver's license is the sole and main source of real ID for most residents of the state of Hawaii. To somehow impede it for not only moving violations, but also traffic infractions, which means expired safety check, parking violations, and to require them to do a safety video and written road examination, where right now there is no runway for HDOT to ensure fast and reliable renewal for these driver's licenses, which may prevent inter-island travel. I don't believe this bill is ready for prime time, especially when it's so encompassing as to also include minor traffic infractions. Thank you, in opposition.
Thank you. Senator McKelvey?
Same request in opposition, and would like the words of the previous speaker enter the record as if they were my own. Thank you.
So ordered. Further discussion? Senator Elefante?
Thank you, Mr. President. I rise in support.
Please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. President. The senator from Puna is correct. It does include traffic violations and moving violations, but one idea to approach this is look at those type of violations within the last 5 years, whether it's an educational online safety course or written tests. It could be looked at that, and as the bill moves along for further discussion, this is one way in my previous remarks, as I mentioned on pedestrian fatalities, to address the issue, because there's a lot of things that have changed in our traffic code and laws, and I think for those that have been in violation of the law, it might be good for them to revisit some of these laws and take an educational course as a contingent for getting the renewal of license. So for these reasons, in support. Thank you.
Thank you. Further discussion? If not, do we have unanimous consent? Any reservations? Any no votes? No votes, Senator Awad, DeCourt, Favela, San Buenaventura, DeCoit, and McKelvey.
Nineteen ayes, 6 noes.
Thank you. HB 2020 HD2 SD1 passes third reading.
On page 24, Standing Committee Report number 3700, third reading of House Bill 2423, Senate Draft 1, relating to biodiesel.
Is there any discussion? Senator San Buenaventura?
Thank you. I stand in support with reservations. I'd like to point out Mark Glick's testimony in that the 2028 date is super aggressive and that we may not be able to satisfy that date, especially, which means we will be importing biodiesel if we can't handle it. So for those reasons, I stand with strong reservations.
Thank you. Further discussion? If not, do we have unanimous consent? Any reservations? Senator San Buenaventura, Richards, Kim, DeCoit. Any no votes? No votes, Senator Awa, Senator DeCourt, and Senator Favela.
22 ayes, 3 noes.
Thank you. SB 2423 HD3 SD1 passes third reading.
Standing Committee Report number 3710, third reading of House Bill 1842, Senate Draft 1, relating to government.
Is there any discussion? Senator Elefante?
Thank you, Mr. President. I rise in support, however, with reservations and some
Please
remarks.
proceed.
Thank you, Mr. President. The current proposal of the West Ridge property is in the district that I represent. And one of my main concerns is that there's a current long-term lease that the Department of Land and Natural Resources does own. And this switches out the Evile property, which was in a previous bill from last year. And the city testified with concerns regarding that. And we haven't heard from the city and county of Honolulu is if this would be an ideal property. And I think we have to ask ourselves, is this a property that the state wants to give up in a transit-oriented development area for development to the city? With no due respect to the Blunt-Jardy administration, who has been doing a top-notch job with developing around transit stations, I think this is one of the last centerpieces that we have in Central Oahu that could build for mixed-use housing and businesses. So for these reasons, I hope that we could work out these issues in conference, and for that, in support with those reservations. Thank you.
Thank you. Further discussion? If not, do we have unanimous consent? Reservations, Senator Elefante, Senator Richards, Senator Inouye, Senator Rhodes, Senator McKelvey. Any no votes?
25 ayes.
Thank you. HB 1842 HD2 SD1 passes third reading.
Standing Committee Report number 3711, third reading of House Bill 649, Senate Draft 1, relating to small boat harbors.
Is there any discussion? If not, do we have unanimous consent? Any reservations? Reservations, Senator Richards, Senator DeCoit. Any no votes?
25 ayes.
Thank you. HB 649 HD1 SD1 passes third reading.
Standing Committee Report number 3714, third reading of House Bill 1619, Senate Draft 1, relating to electric vehicle infrastructure.
Is there any discussion? If not, do we have unanimous consent? Any reservations? Reservations, Senator McKelvey, Senator Inouye, Senator Richards. Any no votes?
25 ayes.
Thank you. HB 1619 HD2 SD1 passes third reading.
Standing Committee Report Number 3718, third reading of House Bill 2344, Senate Draft 2, relating to school facilities.
Is there any discussion? If not, do we have unanimous consent? Any reservations? Reservations, Senator Fukunaga. Any no votes? No votes, Senator Elefante.
24 ayes, 1 no.
Thank you. HB 2344, HD1, SD2 passes third reading.
On page 25, Standing Committee Report Number 3720, third reading of House Bill 1929, Senate Draft 2, relating to biosecurity.
Is there any discussion? Senator Gabbard, then Senator Decoy.
Thank you, Mr. President. I rise in support of this bill.
Please proceed.
In this crazy world of CRBs, LFAs, and koki frogs, mongoose, and other invasive critters, the reality is Molokai doesn't have an inspection or quarantine facility. That's a problem because it leaves them exposed. We've already seen the risk on Lanai. The coconut rhinoceros beetle came in through inspected plants. It was only caught because they had a secondary inspection facility. Molokai does not have that. This bill gets the ball rolling. It sets up a 7-member Molokai Biosecurity Advisory Board so local folks, farmers, homesteaders, and others have a voice in how this is done. It also requires a Molokai-specific plan focused on inter-island shipments, inspections when goods arrive, and early detection and response. And it makes sure the plan actually fits Molokai based on community input, not something designed on Oahu. We all know how fast invasive pests spread between islands. Once they're there, it's too late. So this bill is about getting ahead of the issue before it becomes a bigger problem. And for that reason, I hope you will all join me in supporting this bill.
Thank you, Senator Decoy.
Thank you, Mr. President. With reservations.
Proceed.
Colleagues, first I want to thank the Chair of Agriculture Committee and the Chairs of Ways and Means for their work and thoughtful amendment on this measure. I appreciate the continued focus on protecting all of our islands. I rise today with urgency. Molokai was once one of the last islands free of coconut rhinoceros beetle. Today that is no longer the case. We now have 3 confirmed cases, 3 confirmed detections. That changes everything. But let me be clear, this is not just a Molokai issue. Every island is at risk, and that is why our response cannot simply be about planning. It must be about where and how we act. Because I have a fundamental concern with the approach before us, why are we focusing response efforts just on Molokai after the threat has arrived? Prevention must be our first line of defense. The strongest protection should be at our points of entries in places like Honolulu, and while the secondary approach based on the amendments made by the Chair of Agriculture, I can appreciate. We already have tools, inspection authority, quarantine authority, enforcement mechanisms, as well as treatment options. The question is, are we using them fully, effectively, and in the right places? Because invasive species do not respect county lines or island boundaries, and once they arrive, the cost and difficulty of control increases exponentially. If we are serious about protecting our islands, then we must prioritize front-end prevention, not just back-end, back-ass response. I must also express concern despite these confirmed cases, the Department of Agriculture and Biosecurity has not yet reached out to my office with a clear plan of action on invasive species, including tuberculosis. That is troubling. We should not be reacting in silos. We should be coordinating, communicating, and acting with urgency together. Colleagues, we cannot continue to say prevention is our priority while focusing our efforts only after the threat has already arrived. That is not prevention, that is reaction. And reaction is what costs us more, risks more, and leaves our neighbor islands exposed, as well as Honolulu. If we wait until invasive species reach islands like Molokai, Lanai, and others, then we have already failed. The line must be drawn at our points of entry, not after the damage is done. So the question before us is not whether we act, it is whether we are willing to act where it actually makes the greatest difference. Because if we get this wrong, it will not just be one island, it will be all of them. And that is something we cannot afford. Mahalo, Mr. President.
Thank you. Further discussion, Senator McKelvey.
Thank you. Reservations, Mr. President?
Please proceed.
And would like the words of my esteemed colleague from Molokai into the records if they were my own.
So ordered. Senator Richards.
Thank you, Mr. President. I rise in support with reservations, and I would like the words of the Senator from Molokai's words be inserted into the journal as if they were my own.
So ordered. Further discussion? If not, do we have unanimous consent? Any reservations? Reservations, Senator Richards, Elefante, Favela, San Buenaventura, Inouye, Decoit, Wakai, and McKelvey. Any no votes?
25 ayes.
Thank you. HB 1929 HD1 SD2 passes third reading.
Third reading of House Bill 1618, Senate Draft 1, relating to cesspool conversions.
Is there any discussion? Senator Gabbard,
Mr. President, I rise in strong support of this bill.
please proceed.
Hawaii has over 80,000 cesspools, which is more than any other state in the country. These cesspools spill approximately 53 million gallons of untreated sewage into our groundwater and ocean every day. We banned the construction of new cesspools statewide in 2016. In 2017, we set a 2050 deadline to get rid of the ones we have, but we're not on track. We're far from it. The biggest barrier is cost, which is huge. I'm told that it ranges from $30,000 to $60,000 to convert a cesspool to a septic system. This is insurmountable, especially for families who don't qualify for traditional financing. So this bill sets up a cesspool conversion loan program to make upgrades more affordable. It comes down to this. We can set all the deadlines we want, but if we don't help people get there, it's not going to happen. Colleagues, please vote aye on this bill. Mahalo.
Thank you. Senator Favela,
Thank you, Senate President. I stand in opposition.
please proceed.
This is going to cause a hardship not only for my community, but for a lot of communities. I know they're saying that they're going to convert it to a septic tank, but we was told by the city and county of Honolulu in my district, where we have a lot of families that put septic tanks, $60,000 to $70,000, that not going to be accepted. They'll still have to tie into the sewer. Right now, my water bill is $100, maybe a little bit more. My sewer fees is $385. People in my district is aging. They're not going to be able to afford to get any grants or any loans to do this. And again, when we had passed this bill, it was prematurely. They should have looked into it more of on how we was going to get it and how it's going to get it done before passing something, again, that we're not going to be able to accomplish because of financing. And again, the situation of not having alternative besides tying into a sewer system that is already overflowing in Honolulu. Thank you, Senate President.
Thank you. Further discussion? If not, do we have unanimous consent? Any reservations? Reservations, Senator Richards, Lomasao, Decoit. Any no votes? No votes, Senator Decoit and Favela.
23 ayes, 2 noes.
Thank you. HB 1618 HD1 SD1 passes third reading.
Third reading of House Bill 2567, Senate Draft 1, relating to education.
Is there any discussion? If not, do we have unanimous consent? Any reservations? Any no votes? No votes, Senator Lomasao. Reservations for Senator Elefante. Do we have unanimous consent? Any reservations? Reservations, Senator Keohokalole, Lomasao, Fukunaga, Favela, Elefante. Any no votes?
25 ayes.
Thank you. HB 2567, HD1, SD1 passes third reading.
Third reading of House Bill 1716, Senate Draft 1, relating to elections.
Is there any discussion? If not, do we have unanimous consent? Any reservations? Reservations, Senator McKelvey. Any no votes?
25 ayes.
Thank you. HB 1716, HD1, SD1 passes third reading.
Third reading of House Bill 1800, Senate Draft 1, relating to the state budget.
Is there any discussion? Senator De La Cruz.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just want to thank you and the Vice President, the Majority Leader, and the entire Senate leadership for their support and assistance in crafting this budget. I especially like to thank the subject matter committee chairs for their leadership as we address complex statewide issues. And of course, the Vice Chair, Senator Moriwaki. Finally, thank you to the Governor and his administration for working diligently with the Ways and Means Committee. And colleagues, I urge you to support this measure because the Senate's tax proposal puts more money in the hands of Hawaii's working families. The Senate's budget redirects underutilized funds to pay for this tax relief, and the Senate's financial plan prioritizes stability for our residents to address the high cost of living. We are putting money in the hands of Hawaii's working families. The goal of the Senate's tax plan is simple: keep more money in the hands of the people who earn it. Under our current system, a significant share of what these families earn is taken out of their paychecks in taxes before it ever reaches their bank accounts. The Senate plan changes that in a meaningful and practical way by increasing the standard deduction and lowering tax brackets through 2031. This lowers the tax burden on working households every year, so they keep more of their own money throughout the year in every paycheck they receive. Exact savings vary depending on household size and filing status, but these examples reflect what many working families can reasonably expect under the Senate plan starting in 2027. For a working household earning between $85,000 and $100,000 a year, for example, a nurse, a teacher, a public safety worker, a plumber, the Senate plan means about $3,500 in tax savings in 2027 alone, with that relief growing in later years. And for a dual-income ALICE household earning around $100,000 to $120,000, such as two adults earning about $50,000 to $60,000, the annual savings continue to increase over time, reaching high $3,000 range by 2030 and approaching or exceeding $4,000 by 2023 in comparison to tax rates in 2023. This is not a one-time credit at the end of the year. This is money staying in the paychecks of working families all year long, money that helps cover rent or a mortgage, childcare costs, groceries, gas, and unexpected expenses that always seem to come up. In Hawaii, tax credits that working families are eligible for often go underutilized, resulting in lost opportunities due to the complexity of the credits. The Senate proposal allows working families to keep thousands of dollars more of their own money each year without having to pay to keep receipts, file additional tax forms, or hire a professional tax accountant. This plan recognizes a simple reality. In Hawaii, ALICE families aren't looking for special treatment. They're asking for a tax system that reflects the real cost of living and respects the work they do every day. If you support this tax proposal, then you understand why this budget redirects underutilized government resources to put more money in the hands of our working families. The governor's proposed budget, with governor's messages, amount to $10,655,619,864. The House budget goes up. It's now $10,698,536,208. But to pay for this tax relief, we are proposing to reduce unspent funds by state agencies as averaged over the previous 5 years, producing a cost savings of over $442 million. Actions like this brings the Senate draft to $10,441,628,830. We're also eliminating positions that have been vacant for more than 5 years and positions that are not in active recruitment, producing a cost savings of nearly $20 million. And we're shifting authorities and corporations back to the non-general funds, producing a cost savings of over $39 million. This movement is made possible by the consolidation of administrative services, creating economies of scale, and deploying the strengths of each agency throughout the department. Although these cost-saving strategies in the budget redirect over $300 million of underutilized government funds back into the hands of our working families, or altogether, with changes to federal funding policies that impact programs like SNAP and Medicaid, plus global conflict that increase the cost of living, delivering our promise for tax relief is more important now more than ever. For SNAP and Medicaid, federal policy changes effectively eliminate program benefits for certain households and shifts administrative costs to the state. That's why this budget includes over $200 million to help maintain these critical safety net programs, including over $100 million in general funds. In March, the Kona low weather events caused significant damages throughout the state. In a letter from our congressional delegation requesting presidential disaster declaration, damages are estimated at over $1 billion. That is why this budget also includes an additional $50 million deposit into the Major Disaster Fund to support immediate recovery costs. This $50 million is in addition to the $175 million that we are setting aside for the current fiscal year in House Bill 2275. With national and global instability, we must deliver on our promise for tax relief for our working families. Again, I want to thank the subject matter chairs and the WAM members, the vice chair for crafting the CIP budget, the administration for collaboration in identifying underutilized funds to help continue the, quote, Green Affordability Plan passed by the legislature in 2024. I urge you to support this budget because the Senate tax proposals put more money in the hands of working families. The Senate budget redirects underutilized funds to pay for this tax relief. And the Senate's financial plan prioritizes stability for our residents to address the high cost of living. Mr. President, with your approval, I'd also like to insert written remarks into the journal.
So ordered.
And if I may be permitted a late introduction.
They're filling up one section of the gallery, so please proceed.
Okay, I'd just like to thank the Ways and Means staff for all their hard work in crafting the tax proposals and the budget bill. Committee Clerk Scott Fuji and Bill's team with Bill's Chief David Cho, researchers Fabian Rapicio, Jeremy Brown, and Joshua Newman, legislative assistants Wendy Kikuno and Aliyah Orpila, and our budget chief, Colin Peros, and budget analyst Kirsten Hernandez, Christy Castillo, Mary Tony Cabotage, and Edric Kim. Also, I want to acknowledge CIP specialist Joe Kapshai and our intern, Juan Lyons. On the district side, office manager Dot Fujinaga, legislative aides Trey Miller and Diego Ortiz, and intern Arian Joy Morbebe. Thank you, Mr. President.
Senator Morawaki.
Thank you, Mr. President. I rise in support.
Please proceed.
The appropriations included in this budget for both operating and capital improvements demonstrate the Senate's strong commitment to our residents. I would like to take this moment also to join Chair Dela Cruz to thank my colleagues, you, and especially the Ways and Means Chair Dela Cruz, and for his leadership in crafting the fiscally prudent budget and financial plan for the state. I also want to join him in thanking all of the CIP staff who tirelessly worked on this budget. The CIP budget makes strong investments in our communities. The Senate budget funds the following priorities: $122.1 million for affordable housing and infrastructure projects statewide, almost $200 million for health care, including new outpatient facilities, state medical center repairs, and related infrastructure upgrades, $768.4 million for education, including Department of Education building improvements, repair and maintenance, and new schools and facilities, $126.2 million to improve and modernize the University of Hawaii facilities statewide, $77.4 for food security, purchasing and improving and securing our agricultural lands, $77.4 million for projects that will improve public safety statewide, and $120.4 million for projects that will improve the safety of our highways, harbors, and airports. Mahalo to all of you as we work together on projects important to each of our districts statewide. Many decisions will remain as we head into conference, but the budget created thus far will serve the state well. Colleagues, I also ask you to vote yes on HB 1800. Mahalo.
Thank you. Further discussion? Senator Favela.
Thank you, Senate President. I stand in strong support.
Please
I want
proceed.
to also thank the WAM chair and the vice chair and their staff, because we know the complexity of this whole budget. And working with Senator De La Cruz and Senator Moriwaki, learning the process of the budget, I didn't understand a lot of stuff when we was talking about the tax breaks for $150,000 and all this kind of stuff, because I was thinking to myself, wow, I want to make $72,000. What are you talking about? But the complexity of Senator De La Cruz explaining to me what that meant for my community and members in my community, and how much is going to put more money back into their check. I really understood that, and I just thank him a lot for taking the time to educate me when we come into the budget. And again, I stand in strong support. Thank you, Senator.
Thank you. Further discussion, Senator Kanuha.
Thank you, Mr. President. I also stand in support.
Please proceed.
Also want to thank the Chair of Ways and Means and the Vice Chair of Ways and Means on their hard work and due diligence of the state budget, and of course their staff, their hardworking staff that are here early mornings and late at night. Really appreciate.
Weekends as well.
And weekends. Appreciate all their hard work. I do have written remarks that I would like to enter into the journal in support of this, and hope my colleagues can also support the city budget. Thank you.
So ordered on the request for written remarks. Further discussion. Senator San Buenaventura.
Thank you, Senate President. I also stand in strong support of HB 1800.
Please proceed.
And I really want to thank the Chair of Ways and Means, Vice Chair of Ways and Means, and their hardworking staff for allowing us to keep our promise of tax cuts. Now more than ever, when we're looking at double-digit inflation, having our families being able to fill their gas tanks with gas so that they can go to work is needed now more than ever. And I know that there was a lot of pressure on them from the governor telling us to pause these tax cuts. And I do appreciate the fact that we realized that the WAM chair and the WAM staff realized that now more than ever, our families need it, especially since more and more of them are falling into ALICE category. Thank you.
Thank you. Further discussion. Senator McKelvey.
Thank you, Mr. President. In strong support.
Please proceed.
And would like the words of my chair from Health and Human Services entered in the record as if they were my own.
So ordered. Further discussion? If not, do we have unanimous consent? Any reservations? Any no votes?
25 ayes.
Thank you. HB 1800 HD1 SD1 passes third reading.
Standing Committee Report Number 3733, third reading of House Bill 1870, Senate Draft 1, relating to protected community locations.
Is there any discussion? If not, do we have unanimous consent? Any reservations? Any no votes? No votes, Senator Owa, Senator Favela.
Okay. 23 ayes, 2 noes.
Thank you. HB 1870 HD2 SD1 passes third reading.
On page 26, Standing Committee Report Number 3734, third reading of House Bill 1588, Senate Draft 1, relating to the Department of Transportation.
Is there any discussion? Senator Keoho Kalole.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to register my opposition to this bill, and I'd like to briefly speak about why I think it's a slippery slope and we shouldn't do it.
Please proceed.
Thank you. This bill proposes a statewide surveillance framework to implement, among other things, county ordinances. It builds a monitoring infrastructure. I know it's just noise cameras, but it builds monitoring infrastructure that could eventually be expanded and repurposed. And that's especially concerning in the moment we're in, as AI becomes more integrated into every aspect of government operation and every aspect of our lives. So I think it takes us down a slippery slope in a scary moment, Mr. President. Who here believes that data that's captured by the government and eventually potentially fed into AI will ever be erased and will never be co-opted in some other form for some other purpose? This risk is not theoretical. We are already seeing AI used in federal surveillance, especially in immigration enforcement. And in February, state and county law enforcement announced the use of drone surveillance in Waikiki during busy tourist periods, festivals, and large events, because these are large events where public safety is a concern. But that drone program includes live streamed video that can be used to establish probable cause for arrest. So noise is a legitimate concern. I acknowledge that. I get complaints all the time from constituents in my community, but this program lowers the bar for the collection of statewide surveillance data of citizens. This is not speed cameras in dangerous areas where traffic fatalities are common. This is not for public safety during large events. This is widespread, persistent monitoring that raises serious Fourth Amendment concerns around our individual right to privacy and unreasonable searches by the government. I've voiced concern about the direction we're going on this in the past, and I don't like it, and I'm rising in opposition, and I'd just like to note that for the record. Thank you.
Thank you. Further discussion? If not, do we have unanimous consent? Any reservations? Reservations, Senator Richards and Senator DeCoit, McKelvey, Kidani. No votes. No votes, Senator Awa, DeCourt, Favela, San Buenaventura, and Keokalole.
20 ayes, 5 noes.
Thank you. HB 1588 HD1 SD1 passes third reading.
Standing Committee Report Number 3736, third reading of House Bill 2386, Senate Draft 2, relating to water carriers.
Is there any discussion? Senator DeCoit.
Thank you, Mr. President. With reservations, permission to insert comments to the journal.
So ordered. Further discussion? If not, do we have unanimous consent? Any reservations? Reservations, Senator DeCoit, Senator McKelvey, San Buenaventura, Richards. Any no votes?
25 ayes.
Thank you. HB 2386 HD2 SD2 passes third reading.
Standing Committee Report Number 3738, third reading of House Bill 2361, Senate Draft 1, relating to the Kaneohe Bay Regional Council.
Is there any discussion? If not, do we have unanimous consent? Any reservations? Any no votes?
25 ayes.
Thank you. HB 2361 HD1 SD1 passes third reading.
Standing Committee Report Number 3741, third reading of House Bill 1643, Senate Draft 2, relating to pharmacy.
Is there any discussion? If not, do we have unanimous consent? Any reservations? Reservations, Senator McKelvey. Any no votes?
25 ayes.
Thank you. HB 1643 HD2 SD2 passes third reading.
Standing Committee Report Number 3742, third reading of House Bill 1682, Senate Draft 2, relating to the disclosure of intimate images.
Is there any discussion? If not, do we have unanimous consent? Any reservations? Any no votes?
25 ayes.
Thank you. HB 1682 HD2 SD2 passes third reading.
Standing Committee Report Number 3743, third reading of House Bill 1692, Senate Draft 2, relating to traffic safety.
Is there any discussion? If not, do we have unanimous consent? Any reservations? Any no votes? No votes, Senators Awa, DeCourt, and Favela.
22 ayes, 3 noes.
Thank you. HB 1692 HD2 SD2 passes third reading.
On page 27, Standing Committee Report Number 3746, third reading of House Bill 1667, Senate Draft 1, relating to civil identification.
Is there any discussion? If not, do we have unanimous consent? Any reservations? Any no votes? No votes, Senator Awa. Senator Favela.
23 ayes, 2 noes.
Thank you. HB 1667 HD1 SD1 passes third reading.
Standing Committee Report Number 3753, third reading of House Bill 1961, Senate Draft 1, relating to health care.
Is there any discussion? Senator Favela.
Thank you, Senate President. I stand in strong opposition.
Please proceed.
This bill that is talking about healthcare facilities is actually camouflaged for the facility of Planned Parenthood. When I had asked Planned Parenthood how much of these facilities had caused the demonstration of people outside the facility, not in the facility, outside of the facility, that ever stopped someone from getting health care. The answer was, they don't know. So again, why are we having a bill to prevent this kind of freedom of speech to go ahead and demonstrate their opposition to things that we all do time and time again, Mauna Kea, windmills, yeah? All of these things. Where are we going to stop going forward and making these kinds of bills to protect a small amount of facilities that is grumbling because they don't want somebody standing outside of their facilities with one sign that they're against abortion? So again, colleagues, this is another bill that is the camouflaging. They didn't use it, but the biggest supporter of this bill is Planned Parenthood. So again, we are making an infraction, making people be criminals by demonstrating their freedom of speech and a likelihood to protest. So again, colleagues, I ask you guys to vote no on this bill. Thank you, Senate President.
Thank you. Further discussion? If not, do we have unanimous consent? Any reservations? Any no vote? No vote, Senator Awa, DeCourt, Favela, Gabbard.
21 ayes, 4 noes.
Thank you. HB 1961 HD2 SD1 passes third reading.
Standing Committee Report Number 3755, third reading of House Bill 1897, Senate Draft 1, relating to condominium alternative dispute resolution.
Is there any discussion? If not, do we have unanimous consent? Any reservations? Reservation, Senator Elefante. Any no votes? No votes, Senators Fukunaga and Richards Kim.
22 ayes, 3 noes.
Thank you. HB 1897 HD1 SD1 passes third reading.
Standing Committee Report Number 3762, third reading of House Bill 963, Senate Draft 2, relating to crimes against elders.
Is there any discussion? If not, do we have unanimous consent? Any reservations? Any no or reservation, Senator Keohukalole? Any no votes?
25 ayes.
Thank you. HB 963 HD2 SD2 passes third reading.
Standing Committee Report Number 3766, third reading of House Bill 1334, Senate Draft 2, relating to meat donation.
Is there any discussion? Senator Richards.
Thank you, Mr. President. I rise in support with reservations on this measure.
Please proceed.
Thank you. We have an overpopulation of deer in this state. We also have overpopulation of mouflon sheep and goats. I don't disagree that this is a great source of protein for our population. My concern arises from the donation of this being uninspected meat, and my concern is the human health on uninspected protein. We have a slaughter process in our state that keeps our food supply safe. And though I can support this with the concept, I think we have to think about the problems that we could have if we have adulterated meat. And I'm concerned about the liability of that. And maybe there's a way we can use technology to mitigate some of that. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. Further discussion? If not, do we have unanimous consent? Any reservations? Senator Richards, Elefante, Inoue, DeCoit, and Kidani. Any no votes?
25 ayes.
Thank you. HB 1334 HD3 SD2 passes third reading.
On page 28, Standing Committee Report Number 3767, third reading of House Bill 1710, Senate Draft 2, relating to historic preservation.
Is there any discussion? If not, do we have unanimous consent? Any reservations? Reservations, Senator Lomasao, Inoue, Kim. Any no votes?
25 ayes.
Thank you. HB 1710 HD2 SD2 passes third reading.
Standing Committee Report Number 3774, third reading of House Bill 2062, Senate Draft 2, relating to gun violence prevention.
Is there any discussion? If not, do we have unanimous consent? Any reservations? Any no votes? No votes, Senator Awa, DeCourt, Favela.
22 ayes, 3 noes.
Thank you. HB 2062 HD1 SD2 passes third reading.
Standing Committee Report Number 3775, third reading of House Bill 463, Senate Draft 2, relating to eviction records.
Is there any discussion? If not, do we have unanimous consent? Any reservations? Any no votes? No votes, Senator Awa, DeCourt, Favela.
22 ayes, 3 noes.
Thank you. HB 463 HD3 SD2 passes third reading.
Standing Committee Report Number 3776, third reading of House Bill 1839, Senate Draft 2, relating to immigration.
Is there any discussion? If not, do we, Senator Favela.
Thank you, Senate President. I stand in opposition of HB 1839 HD2 SD2.
Please proceed.
This morning, colleagues, I wasn't going to speak on this bill. Only reason why is I know I support the Filipino caucus, but in my community, there's a mixed feeling about this bill. Because again, we have a lot of people in my community that came to Hawaii, I talk about my Filipino community, came to Hawaii legally. And then they're not worried about being detained, or interviewed. This is again superseding the law. They're trying to prevent the law from doing their job. And if the job is need to be done because you came in illegally and not legally, then you need to be detained. Because again, a crime is a crime. We cannot make provisions for certain people at certain classes because we want to make provisions because we're saying they shouldn't be detained, they shouldn't be doing. If you didn't do a crime, then you don't need to worry about being detained. My community, I have a lot of them. Talk to me when I'm at the stores over there. Very disturbed with a lot of these bills coming through about immigration. Because a lot of our Filipino families came in these islands legally, and then they became citizens that took hard time. If you talk to any of your residents in your community and really engage with them like I do, some of them are still waiting for their family members to come. Just because one family member came from the Philippines doesn't mean automatic all your family gonna come. It takes years before they come here legally. But the rest, like I said, we're making provisions for people that are coming here illegally and not to be detained of them doing a crime and preventing them to being prosecuting of a crime. So this reason why I'm in opposition of this bill. Thank you, Senate President.
Thank you. Further discussion, Senator Rhodes?
Thank you, Mr. President. In support.
Please proceed.
I would just say that the evidence from the continent is that it's not just those who are have overstayed their visas. Most visa violations are not crimes anyway, but American citizens are getting picked up and detained for indefinite periods of time. So unfortunately, citizenship is not a guarantee, or being here legally is not a guarantee that you will be left alone. Mahalo.
Thank you. Further discussion, Senator San Buenaventura?
Thank you. In support.
Please proceed.
This bill merely requires agencies to inform immigrants of their rights. I don't think we should oppose anything that merely requires the agencies to inform them of their rights for interview process or before any kind of detention. In fact, the Supreme Court has done that for actual criminals. We're talking about immigrants who are not only not convicted, but are somehow detained for some reason. Informing people of their rights should be a basic due process right for everyone in this country. Thank you.
Thank you. Further discussion? If not, do we have unanimous consent? Any reservations? Any no votes? No votes, Senator Awa, DeCourt, Favela.
22 ayes, 3 noes.
Thank you. HB 1839, HD2, SD2 passes third reading.
Standing Committee Report Number 3778, third reading of House Bill 2455, Senate Draft 1, relating to employment practices.
Is there any discussion? If not, do we have unanimous consent? Any reservations? Any no votes? No votes, Senator Awa, Senator DeCourt, Senator Favela.
22 ayes, 3 noes.
Thank you. HB 2455, HD2, SD1 passes third reading.
On page 29, Standing Committee Report Number 3780, third reading of House Bill 1898, Senate Draft 1, relating to health.
Is there any discussion? If not, do we have unanimous consent? Any reservations? Any no votes? No votes, Senator Awa, DeCourt, and Favela.
22 ayes, 3 noes.
Thank you. HB 1898, HD2, SD1 passes third reading.
Standing Committee Report Number 3782, third reading of House Bill 1768, Senate Draft 2, relating to immigration.
Is there any discussion? If not, do we have unanimous consent? Any reservations? Any no votes? No votes, Senator Awa, DeCourt, and Favela.
22 ayes, 3 noes.
Thank you. HB 1768, HD1, SD2 passes third reading.
Standing Committee Report Number 3784, third reading of House Bill 2101, Senate Draft 1, relating to commercial aquarium collection.
Is there any discussion? Senator McKelvey.
Yes, Mr. President, with reservations.
Please proceed.
And permission to insert comments into the journal.
So ordered. Further discussion? If not, do we have unanimous consent? Any reservations? Senator McKelvey, Senator Richards. Any no votes? No votes, Senator Awa, DeCourt, Favela, Inouye, DeCoit, and Muriwaki.
19 ayes, 6 noes.
Thank you. HB 2101, HD1, SD1 passes third reading.
Standing Committee Report Number 3785, third reading of House Bill 1782, Senate Draft 2, relating to artificial intelligence for the protection of minors.
Is there any discussion? If not, do we have unanimous consent? Any reservations? Any no votes?
25 ayes.
Thank you. HB 1782 HD3 SD2 passes third reading.
On page 30, Standing Committee Report Number 3786, third reading of House Bill 2033, Senate Draft 2, relating to transportation.
If there are no objections from the members, the chair is going to recommit this bill. Hearing no objections, so ordered.
Standing Committee Report Number 3793, third reading of House Bill 1823, Senate Draft 2, relating to the Coastal Zone Management Act.
Is there any discussion? If not, do we have unanimous consent? Any reservations? Reservations, Senator Inouye. Any no votes?
25 ayes.
Thank you. HB 1823 HD2 SD2 passes third reading.
Standing Committee Report Number 3794, third reading of House Bill 1886, Senate Draft 2, relating to government operations.
Is there any discussion? If not, do we have unanimous consent? Any reservations? Reservations, Senator DeCoit, Senator McKelvey. Any no votes? No votes, Senator Awa, Senator DeCourt, and Favela.
22 ayes, 3 noes.
Thank you. HB 1886 HD2 SD2 passes third reading.
Standing Committee Report Number 3796, third reading of House Bill 2413, Senate Draft 2, relating to pretrial reform.
Is there any discussion? If not, do we have unanimous Senator Favela, discussion?
Thank you, Senate President. I stand in strong opposition of
Please
HB
proceed.
24. Thank you, Senate President. 2413 HD1 SD1. This bail reform, colleagues, if you guys really look at the bail reform and you read into the context on stuff that they're talking about, you know, like entering a vehicle without permission, all of those things. And what's really disturbing is that we're gonna let these guys go. Crimes on property damage, extortion, custodial interference, unlawful imprisonment, reckless endangerment, negligence or injury, all second, and third, and first and fourth degree, and we're gonna let these guys go. I don't understand, why would we consider having a bill reform that's not really a reform? It's letting people that do crime continue to do crime in my community and your communities and getting one slap on the wrist, or not even that, just letting them go. Again, I'm in opposition to this bill. Thank you, Senate President.
Thank you. Further discussion, Senator Rhodes.
Thank you, Mr. President. In support.
Please proceed.
So there are many exceptions in the bill, but everybody can read those for themselves, so the judges can not grant a release if they choose to in many important exceptions. I think the more fundamental point here is that the system that when I hear the complaints about bills like this, the complaint is that people are getting out too soon, they're not being punished enough, and it sounds to me an awful lot like the situation we're currently in, where people don't get punished for the crimes they commit. There's a revolving door, and we keep the wrong people in and we let the wrong people out. This bill, and so the fundamental reason for that is that bail is not a particularly good indicator of who's going to show up for court and who's going to commit a crime if they get out on bail. People who get out on bail commit crimes fairly routinely. People who get out on bail don't show up for court when they're supposed to. So in an age where we have these incredibly accurate algorithms, what we really need to be looking at are the factors that can indicate more accurately, they'll never be 100% work correctly, but more accurately predict who should be left in jail and before trial and who should be let go. And that the present system isn't working in that regard, and so we need to move in a direction to a system that does work. And there are some people who, no matter how rich they are, they should not get out on bail, and we should be looking at other factors other than just your ability to pay bail or not. Mahalo.
Thank you. Further discussion, Senator Morawaki.
Thank you, Mr. President. I rise in opposition.
Please proceed.
I think the idea of bail reform is to help in terms of the public safety, as well as looking at the financial circumstances of a person. But it really should be left to judicial discretion. The whole idea of judges looking at the whole circumstance of a person in each case by case, rather than categorical assessment of whether a person has a petty misdemeanor, a misdemeanor, and now felony C has been included. These are nonviolent, however, they are violent, committed over and over again when we see defendants coming up and being released on their own recognizance over and over. So I urge my colleagues to vote no on this measure. Thank you.
Thank you. Further discussion? If not, do we have unanimous consent? Any reservations? Reservation, Senator Kanuha. Any no votes? Senator Richard, Zawa, Elefante, Hashimoto, DeCourt, Favela, Inouye, Lomasao, Kim, Gabbard, DeCoit, Wakai, McKelvey, Kidani, Morawaki, Dela Cruz. House Bill 2413, HD1, SD2, fails to pass.
On page 31, Standing Committee Report Number 3798, third reading of House Bill 1875, Senate Draft 2, relating to health care.
Is there any discussion? If not, do we have unanimous consent? Any reservations? Any no votes? No votes, Senator Awad, DeCourt, Favela, Gabbard.
21 ayes, 4 noes.
Thank you. HB 1875 HD2 SD2 passes third reading.
Standing Committee Report Number 3800, third reading of House Bill 1509, Senate Draft 1, relating to workers' compensation.
Is there any discussion? If not, do we have unanimous consent? Any reservations? Any no votes?
25 ayes.
Thank you. HB 1509 HD2 SD1 passes third reading.
Standing Committee Report Number 3801, third reading of House Bill 1628, Senate Draft 1, relating to compassionate release.
Is there any discussion? If not, do we have unanimous consent? Any reservations? Reservations, Senator Richards, Senator Elefante, DeCoit, Wakai. Any no votes?
25 ayes.
Thank you. HB 1628 HD2 SD1 passes third reading.
Standing Committee Report Number 3803, third reading of House Bill 1990, Senate Draft 2, relating to residential real property.
If there are no objections from the members, the chair is going to recommit HB 1990 HD2 SD2. Hearing no objections, so ordered.
Standing Committee Report Number 3804, third reading of House Bill 2023, Senate Draft 1, relating to transportation.
Is there any discussion? If not, do we have unanimous consent? Any reservations? Any no votes? No votes, Senator Awa, Favela, San Buenaventura, Kim, and McKelvey.
20 ayes, 5 noes.
Thank you. HB 2023 HD2 SD1 passes third reading.
On page 32, Standing Committee Report Number 3805, third reading of House Bill 2540, Senate Draft 2, relating to law enforcement.
Is there any discussion? If not, do we have unanimous consent? Any reservations? Any no votes? No votes, Senators Awa, DeCourt, Favela.
22 ayes, 3 noes.
Thank you.
Mr. President, at the appropriate time, can I have a brief recess?
HB 2540 HD2 SD2 passes third reading. No objections? Will the Senate please come back into order? Madam Clerk.
We're on Standing Committee Report 3806, third reading of House Bill 1679, Senate Draft 2, relating to condominiums.
Is there any discussion? If not, do we have unanimous consent? Any reservations? Reservations, Senator Fukunaga. Any no votes? No votes, Senator Awad, DeCourt, Favela.
22 ayes, 3 noes.
Thank you. HB 1679 HD1 SD2 passes third reading.
Standing Committee Report Number 3807, third reading of House Bill 1888, Senate Draft 2, relating to the safety of educational workers.
Is there any discussion? If not, do we have unanimous consent? Any reservations? Any reservations, Senator Favela? Any no votes?
25 ayes.
Thank you. HB 1888 HD3 SD2 passes third reading.
Standing Committee Report Number 3809, third reading of House Bill 2592, Senate Draft 2, relating to the Mauna Kea Stewardship and Oversight Authority.
Is there any discussion? If not, do we have unanimous consent? Any reservations? Any no votes?
25 ayes.
Reservation for Senator San Buenaventura.
25 ayes.
Thank you. HB 2592, HD2, SD2 passes third reading.
Referrals and re-referrals.
Referrals and re-referrals are made in accordance with any supplemental orders of the day that may be filed later today.
No further business, Mr. President.
Are there any announcements today, Senator San Buenaventura?
Thank you. We all know that it's been intense this legislative session. So today we're bringing a little bit of relief directly to the Capitol. I want to invite everyone to join us for Massage Awareness Day, hosted by myself and Representative Bellotti. The theme this year is Healing Hands, Healthier Communities. If you're feeling the mid-session tension or just want to sharpen your mental focus for the afternoon, head upstairs to the rotunda, not the fourth floor rotunda, and professional therapists are ready to help you reduce stress and work out those knots. Today only, from 9:30 to 1 p.m., great opportunity, no donations required. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Further announcements, Senator DeCourt? Were you going to talk about the students who are here today?
Yes, I just wanted to invite all the senators to join us in the Minority Caucus room after. We have the Waianae Sea Rider Culinary who's going to be providing lunch for us. So we welcome all of the senators in the Minority Caucus room. Thank you.
Thank you. Further announcements? If not, Senator Wakai.
Mr. President, I move that the Senate stand adjourned until 11:30 a.m. Thursday, April 16th.
Senator DeCourt.
Mr. President, I second the motion.
It's been moved and seconded. If there are no objections from the members, the Senate will stand adjourned until 11:30 a.m. Thursday.